All right. Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to the Bookmap Dome Pro and Execution Pro webinar. We'll ask us anything here, and we'll try to answer your questions. We have a guest in here as well who can help answer a lot of questions and demo the product. Yeah, so we'll just kick it off and get started here and get going and demo the product for you and answer your questions. So anyway, this is Bruce at Bookmap, and I lead the trading education here at Bookmap, and you guys are probably aware of the daily webinars that we have and hosting those. Let's go through some disclosures and then we'll jump right in here. General disclosure: all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so welcome everybody. Let's jump in here. We're going to look at the S&P E-mini. We can look at others as well. I got different markets open here, but we're going to focus on the Dome. Let me add it here first. So in fact, let me just start from the very beginning. If you guys have questions about this, what you require, hold on a minute. And we'll go to bookmap.com. What's required here, we can go down to pricing section here and look at the different versions here of Bookmap. And you'll see from the add-ons in here, key features, you can see Dome Pro and Execution Pro. These are the two products we're going to go over, and they're only available here with your subscription for Global Plus. Okay, so that's how you can get it. You have to be a Bookmap Global Plus subscriber. Okay, so monthly it's $99, yearly it's $79, or you can get it for lifetime as well. All right, so anyway, that's what's required to get it. Now let's go over some more details here. We'll click on the More button here. We're going to go to the Bookmap knowledge base. Once we're in here, we're looking at the user guide section in the knowledge base. We want to go to the add-on section. We'll click there. And then here are the two products in the list of all the add-ons. Dome Pro is here, and then Execution Pro is just below it here. Okay, now there's a couple of videos in here as well, and explanation of how to install it, what's needed, etc. So for example, we can scroll down a little bit more here, and we'll go over, well, installation is down at the very bottom here. We'll just click on this link here. This is what's required. First off, you can download it right here. Secondly, you need to have Bookmap version 7.3 build 27 or above. Okay, those are required. And then you can configure it by adding it in here, etc. Anyway, yeah, go through the knowledge base for further insight or understanding of what's required and how to get it, etc. Now let's just jump right in and let's take a look here. So the Dome will add through the add-ons configuration here, and then I've already added it. So we scroll down here. Here it is right here. Let's add it to the chart. So I'll select it, and then right away I need to accept the risks in here. So we're going to click on accept the risks, read through this, and then type accept the risks, and I accept the risks. Then we got it. It's adding it right now or updating it, so it'll be here in just a second, and then we can go through some of the details in here. As you can see right off the bat here in the settings, we have some recenter settings as well as some other settings, recenter options here, some different graphics for font, row size, etc., and limit offset, which we'll get into, and then also visual components or columns in here if you want to visualize or not. Okay, so here we go. Here it is, and looking at the DOM here, lots of different columns in here. We can go through each one. But in general, you can see the price ladder. You can also left click, hold, and drag these to wherever you want to configure this. You've got the order buys here. If we set an order by just left clicking in here, and I'll show you that in just a second, then it'll set the order in here. In fact, let me start setting orders right away. It has to work with the trade control panel, and we'll open that up. And it is important that you are flat first. Okay, so make sure no positions are open, and you can trade from the chart or the DOM or both. I'm going to select both. I'll select a quantity of 1, and that'll get us started here. Okay, so yeah, you can scroll down here and then start selecting some orders. You will see it reflected also in Bookmap right here, as you guys can see, and then you could, it's in the orders by column here. You can also move these around however you like, or you can cancel them by right clicking on them. Okay, so just some basics. Then this is the bid side here. That's where we set the orders, but this is where we, in the orders by, is where we edit the orders. Then we also have the recent bid trade here. This is showing the last transactions. Okay, so we're starting to understand all of the volume that is traded, and you can have all sorts of resets in here. Last traded quantity is this number here, and then we have the on the other side. Okay, so these are the recent ask trades here. Okay, so these are the aggressors, and then we have the ask right here. Okay, so this is your depth on the with limit sell orders here. And again, you want to set some orders. It's just left clicking. Okay, setting orders, and then you can move them around by left click, hold, and drag to wherever you like, and then right click on them to delete them. All right, so very simple. You can see in the order sell column, that's where you do the editing here. We have lots of volume profile columns in here. This is for sell only. This one's for buy only. This is the difference, or the delta between the two, buy minus sell. So this one minus this one. And then we have a notes column, and then we have the overall session volume profile. Okay, that's it. And that's the overview here of the DOM. And we can, hold on a minute, just a second here. Okay, you can see actually that this is separate from Bookmap. All right, so it pops it open in a separate window here. You can resize the window however you like, and just maybe you like this view here, something like that. And then you can also resize your Bookmap. Okay, so if you want the DOM next to your heat map, etc., however you like. It's an independent window here with your DOM, and you can have multiple DOMs and line them all up if you want to look at correlated markets, etc. So anyway, there's your overview of the product, and let's see, start to look at some of the settings in here. Okay, we'll go to the add-on and then go through the settings in here. In fact, I'm gonna have to resize this here. Hold on a minute. All right. Again, pretty simple stuff. We'll go through this rather quickly, and that's why I'm kind of blazing through it, because we want to get to the Execution Pro, where we probably think there's going to be a lot more questions. But hold on just a second here. All right, there we go. And bring up the settings again. Okay. All right. Okay. Oops. Almost. There we go. Okay. So yeah, there's toolbar up here as well. The video goes through all of these, recentering, etc. So you want to recenter it right now. You click on that, and here's your recenter line right here. You can also have it in the if you select the box here, a recenter in the amount of ticks. Right now I have 20. What that means is it goes up 20 from the edge here, 20 ticks away from the edge, it will recenter. Okay, so if we come up here and let's see, I guess Daniel, if I'm maybe that's not quite the way it works. It needs to climb up to it.
Yeah, 20 from the best bid offer from the last recenter.
Oh, from the last recenter. Okay, so yeah, I can't demo it then. We have to wait until it goes 20 ticks away from it here, then it will recenter.
You could set it to 10 and just hit recenter. It'll
Yeah.
recenter pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's true. Let's do that.
Around 1,000, you'll recenter next month. Well, with this market, you might recenter next week. Who knows?
Yeah. That's a good point. So anyway, yeah, you can have this recenter often or not. It's up to you what you depend on. It's just that when you recenter, and you're trying to place an order, that's what you have to be kind of careful about. All right, depth. This is very simple and straightforward. We had 30 earlier. Now I have 18 here. Whatever you want, you're comfortable with. I find the more the better, but for other dome traders, whatever you're comfortable with. The minimum depth highlight here. This is well, actually, once you take over on this one, Daniel.
Yeah, what that does is it highlights a percentage of the dome. So basically, it aggregates all the buy-sell orders that are resting, and it looks for a percentage. Let's say you want to highlight when the depth is actually 25% or greater of the total, but with a minimum of 39 contracts.
Okay, and the highlight is here, right?
Correct.
Okay, so we're looking at higher liquidity in here being highlighted. And Daniel, so let me, guys, I'm sorry about this. Maybe Daniel, my apologies too. Let me introduce you. Daniel and Luis might join us.
He's here.
He's here. He's here. Okay.
Yeah, there he is.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah. There you are. Excellent.
Okay.
Okay. They developed this product, and now it's within Bookmap Global and Global Plus. I do want to emphasize though, for support, you will be reaching out to us at Bookmap, not Daniel and Luis, but we wanted to have this webinar with them so that we can get into some of the nitty-gritty details here about the product, because it's a complex product, and what better than to have the developers right on here. So thank you guys for being here. Support channels all through support at bookmap.com. All right. So Daniel, another reason that you developed this here was to show match this high liquidity here with the heat map.
Yeah, correct. It's pretty accurate in picking up the heat map instead of a lot of dome traders don't want to look at two places at the same time when they're trying to execute. So it'll usually match the bigger liquidity seen on the heat map.
Yeah, like right here. 222, and there it is right here in the heat map.
Yeah.
Okay? And then up here 99, and you see it up here, right? So guys, this is a really nice feature in here, so you can really start to understand and relate this here very quickly over to the heat map. That again, that setting is done through here with the minimum depth highlight here. Right, so when the contracts goes up more than 40, that's correct, Daniel?
Yes, contracts up more than a minimum of 40, and the total amount that you're displaying is at least 25%. That quantity is at least 25% of the total.
Got you. Okay, so two filters in there, and then it'll display it and highlight it there in the dome, in the ask or in the bid column. Okay, so the depth highlight here is the 25 underneath it here, the percentage here, which you can filter as well. Volatility range in here. So when you check this box here, the volatility range is regards to the the traded volume in here, there's a highlight in here. As you guys can see, this kind of trail with the um, red and the blue in here. This will last 500 milliseconds, and then it will start to fade off here. Right now, we have this on a reset. The resetting option in here. In fact, let's just make it so we can see more of the volume in here. That would be on here, and we can just undo these. Yeah, okay, so now it'll start to show more. All right, so that's 500 milliseconds, so half a second. You'll see this kind of trail in here, and then it fade away. So what it does is it highlights when this move took place, understanding the volatility and the speed of the move, and then the fade here. All right. So and Daniel, this is why we have Daniel on, because Daniel is a trader, and let's see, David, I think we can hear you. I'm going to try to mute you, I believe.
Everything's virtually done. They make like full on like the forerunners.
Who are we? Who's speaking in here?
Might be Craig.
Okay.
Trays and built in so.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. All right. So well, let's see where we left off. Okay, with this kind of volatility, Daniel. So as a trader, why did you develop this?
Okay, so predominantly being like a scalper, that basically shows you where the market has recently traded in the past few seconds. So because I trade mostly vacuum pullbacks and liquidity sweeps, so as the market sweeps down, it sort of gives me a visual idea of where the market had just traded from, and the opportunity usually to get those trades disappear really quickly. So if I'll place an order at the edge of that volatility range, and if those fade out, I'll usually pull my order, because by that time I don't want to fill anymore.
Excellent.
It's more for scalpers. It's like I think a lot of Gary Norton students, Axia students, people that are into like real dome scalping use that a lot.
Right. So yeah, these very, very quick moves, understand where the vacuum took place and then trade it back to it.
Correct.
Yeah. It's a great feature, and it very quickly visualizes it for you. So you can understand it and then and utilize that information. Okay, so theoretical price in here. If we check this box, let's see here, and then let's set a couple orders. Let's actually get into a position, and then it will show the theoretical average. Now this will show up on the Bookmap chart, I believe, not in here.
Correct.
So let's just go. We'll go long here, and here's your theoretical average here. Okay. And it's showing you your position in here. Now, you got to add a few more. So actually, let's get into this a couple more. So I just added into it, and so you can see that now my average is down here for it's the overall break even. So let's get out of a position here, and then we'll see that I just took some profit here. So my break even overall on this position since I opened it is now down here. Okay, so that's it. Let's take some profit there, and then we'll be flat at this point, as you guys can see. And then now the theoretical average is no longer updating. Yeah, this is the overall position of the break even on multiple contracts. Okay, so that's what that is. And then let's jump over here to the what's the next one here? Hold on. Okay, scroll sensitivity. This is pretty straightforward. Obviously, in the you can use your mouse wheel to scroll in here, and you can make it a lot less sensitive. So depending on the market you're trading, if it's really volatile, maybe you want to have the scroll sensitivity boosted up. If it's like the notes or something like that, or the bonds, maybe you don't. All right, so that's that. And then some of the resetting values in here. And Daniel, I think I'm gonna lean a little more on you here because from FinTech Visuals, you guys were the ones that developed this product, and we can go through some of the logic behind it, not just the demoing of it, and give some of the
Sure.
yeah, which like the conversations we've had, so which have
Sure,
been
go through it.
so
Anything I'm not sure about, I'll explain it in detail.
absolutely. Okay, so yeah, the recent trades, a reset here. That would be, you're talking about the RB and the RA areas here.
Yeah, right now you have it set at 10 milliseconds, so you should put that like around, I would say 500 milliseconds.
Okay, so
Or 1500. 1500 would be a second and a half, so
okay,
there you go. So the recent bid trades and recent ask trades right here, right now, will not, if the market moves away for them and stays away for at least 1.5 seconds, when it trades back at that price, they will be reset. If it trades back to that price within 1.5 seconds, it will aggregate the volume.
okay, yeah. So that's a key distinction there. So if it trades back within the 1.5 seconds, the aggregation occurs. If it starts to
Correct.
trade away and then trades back to it, it resets.
Resets and starts with the new trades at that time.
Yeah. What's the logic behind that?
Because short-term traders usually want to see what's trading right here, right now. Like if there's 1500 trading at a level, let's say 78, and then you move away and you come back there 10 minutes later, that 1500 is usually not relevant to a short-term trader.
Right.
And you can't see what's trading. If it goes back to 1500 and you can't tell if one lots are hitting or five lots are hitting. So if it disappears and it doesn't aggregate, you can actually see what's actually trading right now.
Excellent. Yeah, it's a really nice feature. Such a very simple feature as well, that gives that additional insight. So global recentering, let's just check this, and I got to open up a few more here. I think a lot of traders will be really interested in this one, to be honest. We'll open up multiple domes, and do some comparisons here. Okay, so here we have NASDAQ, E-mini. Okay, and then let's also open up the, I don't know, maybe we'll open up the bonds, right? I mean, I just want
Bonds or YM, anything.
okay, yeah, I just want to look at something kind of slow compared to something really fast, and then something in the middle with like the S&P.
Yeah, usually the dome trader will open up a dome based on the correlation or inverse correlation of the market they're trading. So for ES, they usually use YM and NQ, and then the inverse, they'll use bonds, depending if they're in an inflationary or deflationary market.
Okay, so let me put it on the global. So and then it begins from the one that we're currently on in this symbol. So we're looking at the bonds right now. And if I tick the box here for global recenter, it's going to be here on this being the master chart. Okay, so the rest should be recentered off of that. God, this thing's not even moving. Well, that's the bonds for you. Yeah, let's let's open maybe something. Let's open gold. That might be better. And take a look. Okay, we got that. Recenter, global recenter. Great. Okay. Okay, so we got three DOMs here, and oh shoot, do I have the right contract? Yeah. All right, well, you guys can see anyway, it's flatlined here right across. So they're all recentered, so you do your correlation and your comparisons in here. and that's that. All right, so let's jump back in here. Let's take a look at the S&P and go over the next one. Okay, so recenter and ticks and recenter size and ticks. Okay, so again, like you can you hover over these in here, they'll give an explanation, but the recenter in all of the columns in here.
Sorry, that would be the reset of those columns in range.
Right.
This is we're all, yeah, sorry, all not recenter, all reset. So if you look at the recent bids and recent ask trades, um, every six, if you check reset VPB and VPS on range, and reset RB and RA on range, it will reset based on 6 ticks.
Right. Sorry about that. Yeah, I got a little hung up there. There's the reset right there. It goes 6 ticks. Now, the way that this works, just like you said there, we input 6 here, and you need to check the boxes. These two relate to range, size, and ticks, and then the reset range in here is for both of these columns, and one or the other depends. You can do both or just one, and it's up to you. But if you want more resets, you have that option in here, okay, based on the tick size. And that's that. Okay, so reset RA, RB on position. So once you take a position in here, you will get a reset here. So let's deselect these, and then let's add another position in here, and have this checked. Okay. All right, and yeah, let's just oh, now I have it off. Okay, let's pin this. Okay, oh, there we go. Select my quantity. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, a trader will typically set the reset to say something with, like say for instance, trading ES, and it on average, like in this volatility, it'll go maybe 6 to 8 ticks or more, or say 12 ticks before it pauses and turns around. So they will have that automatically resetting every 10, 12 ticks. But then if they want to take a position, they want to see what's actually trading right here and right now. So that'll reset the RB and RA and VPB and VPS immediately on your fill.
Right. Why didn't it do it? I didn't see it reset here.
It did when you got filled. It reset.
Oh, it did. Okay. All right. Let's do that again, and we'll just set my. Yeah. There it goes. All right. Yeah. Good. Okay. Let's see here. Moving along, guys. If you start to have questions in here, from the guys here at FinTech Visuals, let us know. Just input your questions in here. We're going through each feature in here. We want this to be rather exhaustive so that we can really demo this extremely well for you. All right, so let's get back to. Okay, so we know what that is there. Reset RB RA on recenter. Okay, so same idea here though. Once it goes a certain amount for recenter ticks in here, then reset your RB and your RA columns in here. So we can make this maybe really small, and then oh, I'm sorry, that one doesn't matter. This one matters. So this one.
Correct.
Okay, so if we have that, and then recenter after it goes 3 ticks, there we go. Okay, so there's your reset on recenter, okay, of ticks. All right, this is another nice feature so that once you have your recenter, you're kind of starting afresh, and then you can look at the new data that's coming in. All right, so same here, same idea here on the VP B and the VPS columns there. Once it goes 3 ticks, it recenters, starts afresh, etc. This is resetting the session volume profile at the open. Okay, so you'll need to set the open. How do you do that? That's going to be the reset in the column in Bookmap. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think Maxim, the programmer, had done an update to that to reset on the session open based on what Bookmap's resets are set to.
Okay, so in here, and in our SVP column here, you right click, you go to your reset here, and then your
So, sorry.
yes.
Actually, there is a new settings item on the DOM panel, settings panel,
Okay.
and then you can input your open time there. I think it should be which version is? I think it's the next version, 150.
Okay. So I have
So it's that,
149.
that's an update. But basically, we'll have like two fields here to input the hour and the minutes that you want to do the reset.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Great. So you wouldn't have to go into the
So you
Bookmap
won't have to
every
go to
report.
the column at
Mm-hmm.
all any longer.
Great.
Yeah. It'll be specifically to the DOM.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you, Luis.
Yeah, sure.
Um, okay. So let's see here. That's at open, and then here's same idea here, but with the VPB and the VPS at the open. So maybe you want one or the other, or you want both. And again, both should have the reset value in here with the 1.5 version. Graphics in here, font size, self-explanatory. You want to boost this up. You can see it boost up in here. And up to you, however you guys want to have that. Row size as well. You want a little bit more spacing in there. There you go. These are really nice features and basically required for a DOM to have something like this. You've got two different settings here for your light and your dark backgrounds. And then you can your column width is we'll go with the default column width, and it'll just reset it back to you'll see it here. Hold on. Default. Oh, okay. So no, I make it here, and then I hit this. This will be the default. Is that correct?
Yeah, you resize the columns themselves, the individual columns, like the big column too wide, and maybe the LTQ column too narrow, and yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Because
Got you.
some
Got
contracts,
you.
like
Okay.
bonds, will have like four decimals, four digits in the on the bids, resting on the bids. Some markets will have like one contract or single digit contracts resting on the bids and offers.
Got you. Okay. Yeah. So that's the all of these columns within here, not not the overall column or columns in general. My mistake on that. Let's talk about the limit offset in here. Now we're going to have to get into the Execution Pro here on this one as well. But maybe you can just go over the basics on this one, Daniel.
Yeah, okay. So a lot of traders who scalp, they pretty much know around where off the BBO that the best bid offer they want to place their orders. So let's say on ES you want to trade four ticks. You want to buy four ticks behind the market. So instead of trying to place your mouse and try to calculate with your eyeball where four ticks is, you just click on the BBO and that'll place your limit buy or limit sell four ticks away from the best bid offer on your click.
Nice, very, very nice. And this is especially useful for um, much more volatile markets, like if you're trading gold, crude oil, or Nasdaq E-mini or something like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like a feature to sort of catch the little offside traders on the little vacuum uptick and downticks. So the market usually will dive and retrace. So when the market dives, you just click on the BBO and then it'll place your order four ticks above the last traded price.
Okay. All right. So let's go through it. It's also here in the toolbars on the DOM here. We see the position size up here. We have, if you click on the little arrow here, basically these are all the columns in here. Or I'm sorry, these are all the tools in here that are here on the toolbar, just in text form. So recenter the DOM. Now this is not this is the to enable trading. It actually has to be enabled through the TCP. This is just a display of it. So this is actually not a tool. We explained that in the video. And then these are all your resets in here as well. Just hover over them. We've already demoed them, but you can also access them here if you like as well. Okay, so
Yeah,
always on top.
yeah.
Let's just select that one for right now. Um, And then yeah, that's basically it. So you can see this is
Yeah,
another one here. This is auto recenter is already selected. Again, this is not a functional button. It is functional here with the checkbox. Is that right, Daniel?
correct.
Okay. Let's see here. Now, one thing I wanted to note here with the show hide the order panel here. A lot of the functionality in here is not accessible. It has to be accessed through the trade control panel within Bookmap. However, the limit offset is, so you can check the box in here. So now it's enabled, and we're looking for 4 ticks. So if I click here, then you can see it wherever I clicked 4 ticks away is where it sets my order. All right, so let's do it with 10 actually, and you'll see like yeah, I'll click here at the current market basically, and there it set my my order down here. All right, so again, this is a fantastic a tool to use with your volatility range tool.
Correct.
So like for example,
Exactly.
yeah, so you know, you're looking for this to move a certain amount, and then click in the column to get you know, your fill in, or to set your order there very quickly.
Yeah, if you notice on average the volatility range is roughly fading after maybe 6 ticks, 5 ticks. So you set your limit offset to 5 ticks or 6 ticks, whatever that average that was observed. And then when the market trades and you get a 5-tick sweep, what you do is you click on the VBO, and right away your order will go 5 ticks behind that volatility range, and then which will probably, you know, if it'll get filled in time. If not, you can always cancel the order. But that's the idea behind it.
Right. There we go, like that, just like that. Yeah, so now you're looking to for this retracement back to this area, and yeah, you can chase it if you want, move it up a couple ticks or down a ticks. We'll go through that functionality in the Execution Pro as well. So you'll see that it's really nice features in here to be able to move the ticks up and down very quickly. Move your orders up and down very quickly. Okay, so you can disable this after the fill, or enable it when you are flat as well.
Yeah. So that's like, okay, so let's say you enter with a 10 lot on ES or MES, for example, and you have a click offset of 6. You place your order on the BBO, 6 ticks back, you get a buy limit. Now once you're filled, it'll be disabled. Reason for that is, let's say you're in with a 10 lot and you want to scale out, but you want to disable that feature, because if you start pressing on the dome to scale out, all those orders will also be offset. But if you want to actually trade where you're clicking, you need to have that disabled after your fill.
Exactly.
And then you enable when flat. So when that position is actually flat and it detects a 0 position, that feature will be re-enabled again, so you could actually start from scratch.
Right. Okay. So let's do a quick demo of it here. Starting to look for, there we go. Okay. So let's see if we can get filled here. Almost there we go. Okay, so we're filled. Now if I set another order in here, okay, it sets it exactly where I am. Okay, so it's
Correct.
not using that feature any longer. You can see I click here at 85 3/4. That's where my order is set. Okay, so now if I go flat here, okay, so I'll flatten. Okay, and then I'll reset an order here. I'm going to click on 86. You can see I'm 4 ticks away, or 5 ticks away, or whatever it was. There's
6.
the functionality.
Correct.
6. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So yep, nice feature on that. As you guys can see, these are a lot of custom features. As a trader, Daniel wanted implemented within his FinTech Visuals Dome, which is now the Dome Pro execution here within Bookmap. Okay, so these are designed by traders for traders. Really nice features, very core features here. Okay, so let's see here. we went through limit offsets here, and let's go through visualization. This is straightforward, guys. If you don't want to view the column in here, deselect it. So you can customize these like I was showing you earlier. You really want to thin this out, and maybe you're looking at 10 different markets that are correlated, like these three here. Let's suppose that you have 10 of them, and you only want to look at price, bid, and offer, and your order setting. That's it. Well, just customize them that way, okay, using this the visualization tool here, visualize columns. All right, so that is the DOM, and we'll do a quick round of questions here, and just kind of jump right in, and then we'll move on to the Execution Pro, which I think a lot of you guys you may have a lot more questions on, but as you can see, this is a very high performance product here that you're looking at, customized for very, very quick time frame scalps. Okay, let's see. No questions. You only miss the great tool of a multi-target. Yeah, that's Luis. That's something that we're working on. Okay, so I know you've asked for it for years, you guys, but that is something we're working on, one step at a time. We're just implementing this DOM now, so that is the first step. And this Execution Pro, believe me, this just widens the field and the scope for adding quite a bit more into Bookmap. Okay, so that is on the agenda. Let me get to the Discord, guys. Any questions in the special events? Hi, David. No questions in there. All right, so yeah, let's jump into the Execution Pro. I think I might be kind of dominating here, Daniel. I'm going to let you kind of.
No, you're good. You're doing well. You've learned pretty well. No, you're doing well. Go ahead. If I see, if anything, just let me know, and I'll jump in.
I mean, because it's always so insightful to hear your reasoning and logic for coming up with these features. That's really the key here, because of the way that you trade. You wanted this product to support the way you trade and the way others trade, that scalpers typically trade.
Yeah, they don't want to be fumbling with too many keys and too many canceling orders and having to go back, and they forgot an open order somewhere, and it'll be automatically pulled, automatically canceled. It's really to make it easy for people to just trade and focus on trading, and have the DOM and Execution Pro handle all the minutiae of trading.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and we're just about to dive into that. So hang on, guys. Hotkeys, David, we're just about to get to. So hold on, and we're just about to jump into it. I want to cover, though, like there might be some confusion about when you install the DOM Pro and Execution Pro. You are installing this Interceptor, the Execution Pro Sim, and Execution Pro Live, and what these are and how to use them. Okay, you will, if you want to use the Execution Pro, you will need to know what run option you are in. For example, if I look here, I'm in trading sim mode down here in my Bookmap. Okay, that's the run option I selected. Therefore, I am going to have to use for the Execution Pro the sim mode here. Okay, it's kind of complex to explain. You'll just need to know that. You try to use the Execution Pro Live on it, it will not work, and you will be notified in a pop-up window. Okay, so anyway, we'll kind of bypass the logic on it. It's rather complex, like I had said. Accept the risks. Accept the risks, and I'm good to go. The Interceptor as well is about a functionality with some of the bracketed orders to intercept them and to not allow them. And we'll explain more of that when we get into some of these features in here. We'll talk about this. It's really great, what Daniel has done and set up in here. Okay, so anyway, we are in the Execution Pro now. and we'll go through right here. Notice at the top here, you must be flat before loading this add-on. If you're in a position, you're just not going to get accurate information. All right, so it'll be wrong. All right, so we'll click here on the open key map settings here, and then here are all of the different shortcuts that you can use for very quickly getting in and out of positions in here. So you can input your own in here, but you can see the default here. Well, you have to have the checkbox within it, and then this is the key set. You've got F1 here, and is for joining the bid. Buying the ask is F2, and then buy market would be F3. Okay, so yeah, hold on a minute here. I think I've got some settings in here. A little. Hold on here. Yeah, for everybody, I have. Sorry about this.
Who's that? T46.
Yeah. All right. Sorry about this, guys. I had kind of given extra permissions to everybody here.
Well, we know he's not trading.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Let's try that. And now, and Daniel, you can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I think we're good then. Okay. All right. So yeah. Anyway, the keyboards, the keyboard shortcuts in Bookmap are the ones that are global. Okay, so if there's any conflict in here, you'll see it that they won't work. So these are secondary to Bookmaps. So yeah, make sure there's no conflict in there. You'll see, if it'll pop up and it won't work. So it is one keystroke only that is working. We're working on keyboard shortcuts in the future to open it up to many different keystrokes, etc. So and it will be global for all products. All right, so right now it is local, and these are the ones that you use. This is a very quick way to get in and out of the markets. So you've got the keystrokes here for the this is for the on the bid side here. Here's on the sell side on the ask. Here's flatten. You've got cancel all working orders, reverse. The VWAP strategy, we're going to get into that in a minute. And then I wanted to show this one here with the limit or the move up and down with stops and or limit orders in here. And then also this one's really nice here to move to break even right away if you want to do that as well. Okay, so some really nice keystrokes in here to very quickly manage your trades. What I want to show in here is this is up and down arrow, and then pad 1 and pad 2 for moving stops. So let's just demo that here because it relates back to the Dome Pro here, and then the it wasn't limit offsets, it was graphics resets. No, where is it?
No, it's standalone. It's standalone. It should be fine. Once you have a bracket position on and you have a stop and a target and you hit those buttons, they'll move up and down the dome or up and down the heat map.
Oh, okay, I thought there was a something in here I needed to check as well in the dome.
No, I
No.
don't think so.
Okay.
No.
All right. Okay, so then we'll go over that later then. All right, let's go back to the Dome Pro Sim, Execution Pro Sim. The yeah, we'll go. I'm sorry. This is why. Yeah, this is why I want to go over VWAP and the move is because they relate to the Execution Pro in here. That's why. The reset VWAP right away. Let's go through this one. This one's really
hasta
interesting.
el nuevo que sale en el Dome Pro.
Okay. Yeah. Hold on a minute.
It sounded like Ricky Rampage.
Yo, qué weón.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, now we're good. Okay. Yeah, this is fascinating. All right, so reset VWAP. And you can have it reset within a certain amount of seconds here from 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, or 120. This will show up on the Bookmap heat map chart. But then you will be able to trade around this here. Daniel, why don't you go into the maybe some of the details on it? I'll get it up and running here on the chart.
Yeah, so basically, a lot of traders will like to scalp off the current VWAP. So with the keyboard shortcut, you'll be able to execute a buy limit or a sell limit right on that VWAP at that instant. So let's say it's 72 quarter or 72. If you hit buy limit, if you hit buy VWAP, it'll send a limit order right at that price. If you hit sell limit, it'll send an order right at that price.
So here's the VWAP right here. And boy, let me simplify this. I'm just going to get rid of some of these columns. Okay. All right. So we've got the VWAP here. And let me get rid of theoretical price. Okay, stops and icebergs and VWAP. Good. All right, we're all set. So here it is, and you can see the reset here every 30 seconds, right? So here 30 seconds reset, and another 30 seconds and a reset. Let's go through it here, and we'll hit the button here. Hold on. Okay. So yeah, we want to get filled at the VWAP on this strategy here. Okay, so this is an execution strategy.
Check what key you're using for the open the key map settings and check which key you need that's going to be used for that. So is that key set 1 and 2 basically? VWAP buy, VWAP sell.
Right.
So if you hit your number 1 key, it'll send a buy limit order to the current VWAP seen at the time and at the instant you press the button.
Okay. So let's do a VWAP buy.
It'll fill market because it's above. So if you hit VWAP sell, it'll place it above and it'll be sitting there and waiting.
Okay.
It will not chase. It would only place
There
the
it
order
is.
at the VWAP.
Yeah, so
there it
it's
is.
not number pad, it's actual the number. And there it is. All right, so or we can do the VWAP sell. There, I'm filled. Okay, VWAP sell, right back to VWAP here. Okay, so really quickly, you want to just trade all day long, retracement back to VWAP within 30 seconds. I mean, my God.
Yeah, you really don't have to press on. You don't have to chase with your mouse on the dome or on the heat map. You can just hit that key and then bam, bam, bam. Several times it'll place the order right at the VWAP.
Right. This is really cool. It's amazing to have this feature here. So you're looking for very quick trades back to VWAP or away from VWAP. and then that's it. So okay, there's another buy. Position is now 2, and let's see if we get a retracement back, or I can just hit sell,
And you're out.
that now I'm
You get
flat.
money.
Yeah. We let a couple slip away from us, but that's okay for demo purposes. All right, let's go back here, and let me know if there's any questions on that, guys. This is a trading strategy right within this. So make sure you know what you're looking at and how to use it. But you don't want to get caught behind your VWAP. How long are you usually in a trade in something like this, Daniel? Is it less than 30 seconds or about 30 seconds? Okay.
Lately, because the volatility has been so wide, so you can hold them a bit longer, but typically less than 30 seconds, 15 seconds. We're looking for 3-4 ticks.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's like 5 seconds, 6 seconds.
And are you getting in right at the 30-second mark usually?
No, it depends. It depends when I hit that key. Sometimes I'll hit the 30-second mark just before it resets, and the market will trade away, and I won't get filled. So I'll have to cancel and hit it again.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So we're just getting into the close, guys. A little volatility here. Let's go over this use local position in here. These are some really nice features. Daniel, you recommend having all of these checked. Is that right?
Correct. Depends, except for the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, because a lot of traders who trade don't want to use stops and targets, or they might want to use a stop and target when they get filled, but they want to scale out, and they don't, and so they'll use it'll disable stops and targets, and only reset your actual TCP panel to only using limit orders, no stops and targets.
Okay, so we'll deselect all of them for right now, and we'll go through one at a time in here, and then you guys will see why you'll want to have basically
slow computer.
All of them. Wow, look at that volatility. All of them set at the same moment here. Okay, so reset to limit. All right, so if this is selected here, and you have bracketed orders already selected here in Bookmap, so this will reset it back to
limit only. It will disable the brackets.
Right, it'll disable the brackets here. So this you need to be very careful with, because you might be trading naked in here.
Correct.
All right, so if I enter a position, all right, so I'm going to enter. Let's just do it within Bookmap. We can do it within. This works within the DOM. Works within Bookmap. Does not matter. These are two separate products, though. Looking at the DOM versus the Execution Pro. All right, so we have the DOM, or I'm sorry, we have bracketed set. We have position here of 1, and then if I go long here, I've got my limit orders all set. Now you can see they were selected, my bracketed orders. They are not now. All right, so
yeah, if you buy again now, if you add to your position, you will not get new brackets. You should,
right. So if I and the reasoning behind this is let's say you want to trade around a core position.
Correct.
Right. So now I got stopped out on this, but basically you don't want to have all these bracketed orders all over the place. You have a core position in a certain direction, and then maybe you want to take counter trend trades to that core position. Therefore, you don't want brackets, so disable them, right? And that's what this feature is all about. Okay, now re-enable bracketed when flat. So all this is going to do is, once I'm flat with my position, it is just going to re-enable it. Okay, so we can demo that, and here's my position, and I've got my bracketed orders on here. Okay, and I'm long, but I want to also go short. Okay, whoops, I'll go short with a market here. Okay, and no, it's still putting these in here.
Yeah,
but
because you're not
I'm
flat
not
yet.
flat yet, so I have to go flat. Okay, and
Yeah, you should actually disable reset to limit.
This one needs to be disabled.
Yeah,
That's
correct,
correct. Okay,
correct.
so let's do that again. So I've got bracketed enabled, position of 1. Okay, I'm going long, and yeah, okay. So now I have my brackets in here. Okay, here they are. Okay, and then if I go flat, hold on. Now I need to go flat here. Okay, let's go through this again. Okay, so now I've got brackets enabled. Okay, I've got re-enable brackets when flat. Okay, so it works. It works together with this. That's correct, right? This should be
actually no. It should be with the other 3 underneath, because
should be with
what'll
3 underneath.
yeah
Okay.
yeah because the feature is used to re-enable brackets on Bookmap trade panel after a position is closed. So let's say you enter a position and you have your brackets, and then you decide to. A lot of people will cancel their brackets. They'll move the brackets out of the way, or they'll cancel them and enter manually, and then but they still want brackets on the core position. So after you go flat, it'll re-enable the brackets. Because what
right.
will happen? Yeah, what'll happen is you're entering a position and you got a core position. Let's say you enter one lot and then you want to add to that position. You keep adding to the position, and the brackets will not be sent because it'll still be limit. So then what'll happen is if once you're flat, the brackets will not be sent because then you'll still be limit. I'm getting. Then what'll happen?
So go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So what'll happen is after you're flat, all your brackets will come back on for your initial core position that you want to open.
Okay.
Scratch.
Okay. Okay. So actually, then yeah, let's go into the next one and with the cancel orphan brackets here. So for example, if I enter a position, let's enter a couple positions in here. Okay, so I have my bracketed orders in here, and now let's I don't know, I can cancel one of them here, or both of them. Now I have a position here. I've got 2. Actually, it's the opposite scenario here. All right.
You're at a position of 2, and you only have protective stop and target of 1.
Of 1. Yeah, correct.
You can kill them if you want. It'll only offset 1 position, so then you're still gonna have one naked position. When you go flat, the brackets will be re-enabled.
Okay, so now I've got 3 positions. Now let's go flat.
Check your settings.
Yeah, let's do this again.
You should have. You're supposed to have more brackets than your position.
That's right. I had the opposite scenario there.
Yeah. So let's say you enter with a core position of 10 lot, and you start scaling out limit 3, 4, 5 contracts.
Yeah.
And then you can.
Okay. Hold on. Bracket.
You can have any pending orders that you have above or below that may not have gotten filled as you were waiting. Will cancel any orphan orders.
Okay. So
so place a couple limit buy orders and limit sell orders above, with on the smaller sizes. Like say for instance, you want to scale out. Let's say you're in 10 and you want to put some targets in a little earlier than your actual target. So you're long. Let's say I can't even see what price you're long at. Yeah, you're long right there, and then you have a target 10 ticks away, but you have a couple of you see something in the market and you decide you want to scale out maybe 2-3 ticks. You can scale out 2-3 ticks ahead from your entry, and then you'll have some pending brackets sitting out there,
right,
bigger than your actual, which are more. You'll have more protective stops and targets than your actual size. So what'll happen is when you go flat, it'll just kill all those orphan brackets. Basically, they got lost.
Right.
With no matching pair orders.
With no matching pair in here. So I go flat, or my position now is 6. So if I go 6 in here, and there, so it killed the orphans on that original position. This was a separate position here.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
so that it just did it. It killed any of those orphaned brackets because I scaled out 4, and yet I still had 6 on. Okay, so this order is a moot point. Whoops, and it canceled the open orders here because they were not applied to anything any longer at that point. Great feature so that you don't have to worry about having any open orders hanging out there. Cancel all on flat. Okay, so yeah, pretty straightforward. We'll go long here with 5, and now I'll go short. Okay, everything's canceled across the board. No more brackets whatsoever in here. Okay. And it's not by hitting the flat button. It's just by, I did an opposite trade in the opposite direction there. Okay, update bracketed orders. I love this feature here. So if, for example, I go long here, well, let's go short here, 5, and then
get ready now.
God, sorry about this, guys. I'm sorry that I do not have the somehow the settings in this. Okay, we should be good now. All right, so I'm short 5. Let's move these around just a little bit, and let's say I get out 1. Okay, whoops, let's do that again. I'm short 5. Okay, and then I want to get out 1. Sorry guys, one more time. Okay, I am short 5. Here are my brackets. Okay, reset back to 1. Okay, and then let's say I take profit on
You
1.
add or you scale out. Either
Yeah,
you scale
add
in
or scale out. So I can go market here. Okay, so I just took 1 off, and you can see this updated. Okay, or if I go short again. Okay, no, going short again as a separate.
Yeah.
As a separate.
Yeah, because it was a
transaction.
different. Right, because it was a separate entry.
Right. So it's only working on the. Here's my limit here. When you start to scale out, it updates. So
yeah, when you scale out, it'll update the original brackets. If you scale in, it'll add new brackets, and then if you start scaling out, it'll scale out those brackets. Basically, that's why you pretty much enable. The easiest way to use it would be to re-enable brackets flat, cancel orphan brackets flat, cancel all orders flat, and update bracket orders. Basically, the last 4 is the easiest way to use them.
Right.
It'll just take care of all the intricacies of different scenarios. It's because some traders don't want any brackets whatsoever, so we have to put it as an option. They really trade naked and manually.
Right. So that's why like originally when we started off, we said that you suggest to have all of these checked.
Yeah, for most people, that's pretty much the typical use.
Yeah. So you have no hanging orders out there, orphaned orders, and it updates correctly on the fly, as well as cancels all orders when you are flat. And that's it. There's your functionality.
Right.
And again, like really nice features in here to kind of streamline your trading and not have to worry about all of these open orders in here. Okay, so a little bit of a hard time demoing that, but we'll go through it again, guys, maybe during the live webinars, etc. It is very slick the way that these work. So let's jump into the break even enabled here, and I'm going to deselect all of these in here because it gets a little tricky. Okay, so if you enable this one here, and it goes 2 ticks in your direction, or whatever you want to input in here. Then move to break even plus ticks. It can go to break even at 0 here, or it's always a positive number. You can't have a negative number in here. So maybe it goes to break even plus 1, or just break even here. So let's get a couple ticks here, and then we can demo this. Okay. In fact, let's deselect brackets. Let's see here. Yeah, let's give it a shot here. All right, there's our short. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to have the brackets, of course. There it is right there. It went 2 ticks. Look at my stop at break even. Okay. So there we go. And that is that. Okay, let me know if you guys have any questions about this. We can go through it again as well. I know that some of these were kind of confusing up here, but they work extremely well. And the trail stop enabled, this is the same idea here, except that what you're going to get here is the a trailing stop. Okay, so not just at break even, but trailing. The trail trigger and ticks here is 4. So it goes in my direction 4 ticks and then trail by the number of ticks. Okay, so then it will start to trail by 2. And I don't know if we'll be able to demo this, but we'll give it a shot here and see if it works. And let's see, where are we? Yeah, let's give it a shot here. All right. See if we can get kind of a range bound trade back into it here. We have some icebergs. Come on, buyers. We'll just give this a shot for a moment here, guys. I'm not going to sit around and wait for something to unfold here, just for demo purposes, as this goes against us. Yeah, so it's going to have to come up to about here. Maybe we can do another one.
Should go.
There we go. Now it's trailing by 2 ticks. Okay, so very, very close here. I mean, it's kind of a ridiculous amount to trail by, of course, but just for the demo purposes. All right.
Yeah, it's in a slow market. It should be okay. 2-3 ticks should be fine.
Yeah.
It's slow market.
Yeah. Yeah, so there we go. Let's flatten all positions and let's move to the next one. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, these are pretty straightforward. Resize order quantity here. Talk to me about this one. Daniel, this is a great feature in here.
Okay. Okay. So let's say someone normally enters with a 5 lot entry, so they can temporarily change the size on Bookmap's TCP panel to 5.
So let's go. We'll put an order in for 5.
Okay. And if your reset size is set, reset quantity value is set to 1. So what that means is, if you see something you want to take advantage of, you can temporarily put a position in with a bracket and a stop for a 5 lot, and as soon as it's filled, your TCP panel size will switch back to 1, because that's what you typically want to scale out after a full position fill.
Okay, so let's demo this here. I've already I've got it all set up for 5. Okay, and
so you can go long 5.
Okay.
Okay,
and now
and you see you're set. It's at 1.
Yeah.
So you can start scaling out 1 lot at a time.
Okay. And this is would be a good thing to demo the this feature here, update brackets.
Correct. Update brackets.
I mean, I need to sell. Yeah. So 3, 2, 1, and these are other orders in here. These are other positions in here. So now it's not working on this one.
Yeah, those would be the orphan orders that you had previously.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. So
and the inverse also. Let's say you normally trade a 5 lot, and you temporarily want to enter with a 1 lot because you want to scale into your position. So you see you're not too sure about your trade position. So let's say you set your reset quantity to 5.
okay.
You set your reset quantity to 5.
I'm sorry.
Quantity.
This would be 1 here. This
yeah.
would be to take advantage of an opportunity.
Yeah. So for instance, let's say you set that to 5.
Yeah.
Let's say you're normally a 5 lot trader, but you think, no, I don't trust this trade here. I want to trade. Only want to enter 1 lot. So you enter a 1 lot for that trade, and immediately after that, once you're filled, it'll switch back to 5, which is what your normal position is.
Right.
Because in this particular market, in this particular time, you may say, I only want to enter a small position. I don't want to take a full hit on a 5 lot.
Okay. So
once the stop and targets hit, once you're filled, it'll switch back to 5, which is your reset quantity, your default trade size. And once the stop or target is hit, it'll still stay at 1. So it works in inverse to somebody who wants to trade smaller than usual, and also somebody who wants to trade larger than usually.
Right. Okay. So yeah, again, like either protecting yourselves with risk of risk, or taking advantage of an opportunity. Either way, the functionality works here. All right, so let's move on to the next one. And Luis or Daniel, anytime I'm saying anything, just feel free to jump in. You guys are the
sure. You're doing fine. You're doing fine.
The experts here. All right, so pay up here. This one's really interesting. We'll have to use the DOM for this one, and interesting how you came up with this one. So let's add the DOM ES, okay, on top. All right, and okay, so let's disable this one, enable pay up. All right, so this one here is basically, let's suppose that you place your order here, and you want to get filled. Yeah, we got the limits. Let's deselect that. Okay. All right, so you want to get filled here at 83 with your 5 limit order here. And as price is coming down though, and you see the pay up size here is 50. So basically in front of you, if you see it coming down toward your position here, but they're pulling, is this correct, Daniel? They pull 50 lots.
Okay, so what that's for is, let's say you're sitting at 83 and the bid's trading 83 or 83 quarter, and you really want to get filled before the market takes off, but you don't want to buy into something that's 50 or larger. So let's say you're sitting at 83, and on the offer you have like 75, and it drops to 60, and it drops to 50, it drops to 49. What it'll do, it'll move your 83 limit into the market and at the offer and pay up. Gotcha. In case the market takes off, because normally you usually know when a certain size, when the offer gets too thin, somebody will come in and sweep it. So you don't want to miss it. So depending on which instrument you're trading, you usually know what's too thin for the market to actually come down lower. So you're sitting at 83, you might see a 50 lot, 60 lot, or even a 20 lot sitting there, and then traders will keep hitting the offer. It might drop below 10, and you'll say, no, I want to pay up, take the offer when it drops below 10 in case the market takes off on me. I want to get filled.
Okay, so understood. So basically, like at this 21 lot, or now it's 19 or 30.
It'll be on the offer. Always on the offer. If you're on the bid side, it's looking at the offer side.
It's looking at the offer side. That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, still works here. If it goes below 20.
Right. So say right now you're sitting at 85, and the offer at 85 quarter drops below 20. It'll just pay up and take that price, take what's
There,
available.
there it goes. Yeah. So it dropped below 20, so take it.
Correct.
And then that's that. Um, else, you can also have it chase.
Maximum of 2 ticks. Yeah. It'll do it 2 times. So when the bid hits your price, when the bid matches your bid, and the market moves up, drops below 20, and you miss it, it'll move up once and it'll move up twice. And then the market trades away, and you didn't get a fill, it won't chase. That's it. It'll chase a maximum of 2 ticks.
Okay, so it's not chasing. It's not the number of ticks, but it's the number of times that it will chase.
Correct. Maximum of 2 times.
Of 2 times.
And so, right. So it's basically 2 ticks. It's the same thing.
Okay, got you. All right. So now, and what it does though is it will always be placing. Let's say you're on the bid, it will still place a limit on the best offer. Is that correct?
It'll place your limit your limit price on the bid, and as soon as the pay up size on the other side drops below that price, it'll send a limit order, or basically a limit
Limit
hit
on
the best
offer.
offer.
Right.
Yeah, so basically it's like paying. It's better than just going market.
Right. You'll still get it. Try to at least get that limit.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, this is a really nice feature. I mean, how often did you use this, and what markets did you usually find this most helpful?
Yes. When it was slower, or even when it was thinner, because it would trade away so quickly you wouldn't get a chance. But at that time, when we started using it, ES had switched to like less than 10 contracts per side, so it was a little less useful and highly volatile. So you're getting swept in anyways. But normally, when the markets behave more like this than today in the recent markets, if I think I'm the lowest trading 84, 84, 84, and I can't get filled, and I see that there's too much sitting on the offer, I don't want to buy unless it drops below a certain amount, and I'll pay up and take it before it takes off.
Right. I mean, you know the way that I used to deal with this. This is really nice feature because like the way I used to deal with this, if like I did not have this enabled, I put my bid down here, and I see that it's starting to they're pulling from here. And the aggressors are starting to come in. I just pick it up and I lift it.
Yeah, that's right.
I'd have to do it manually. But you're getting a much better price. You're getting way more precise here.
Yeah, much quicker. You can't react that quick. Like it'll react to things you're not even seeing with your naked eye.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's fantastic. Really interesting feature. Okay, so that's that one. And then the moving the orders here, moving your limits, this works with your together with what we were talking about earlier, your keystrokes
Keeper
up
Pro.
here.
Correct.
Yeah. So you have to make sure that you know your keystrokes here, and it only works with those. So we up and down arrow here, and then number pad 1 and 2 arrow here. All right. So for moving my orders around, and then let's set that, and let's move them. All right. So I'm going to set a bunch of orders in here. Okay. This works on both the heat map as well as the boy, these are a little too far away. As well as the DOM here. Okay, so yeah. All right. So number pad. You can see I'm moving. These are for stops. See my stops down here, and then actually my place my stops here as well. I'm sorry. What am I doing here? For stops, it's a right click in here. Okay, so and for stops, I'm using number pad 1 and 2 to move them up and down, as you guys can see. Okay, and then 1 and 2 is for, whoops, that's for. Hold on a minute. What did I say it was? Hold on a minute. Back up here.
Up and down arrow.
Up and down arrow. That's right. Okay, so and then let's use the up and down arrow, and we can move our orders around like this. Okay, pretty nice feature to if you guys want to more precisely kind of chase or escape away from from the current market. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. Let's flatten this position. Okay, all right, we're back in the positive. That's good as we near the end of the webinar. All right, let's see. Theoretical price, this is just settings in here. Okay, we already covered this feature already. So that's it. I don't. There's nothing else, right? I think that's
No,
we've covered everything. All right, guys, we'll get to the questions here, and I know this has been about an hour and a half, but there's a lot to unpack here. This is a high-end professional DOM and Execution Pro, and we're going to add more and more to it. So you know, we wanted to go through this in detail for you guys here. Tony, if is it profitable buy VWAP and buy and sell? That's something you're going to have to test. The strategy exists, all right? Obviously, Daniel found it profitable. Otherwise, he wouldn't have put it in here. But there is, you know, past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. It's something you have to study and go through. All right. Okay, this is Teddy. This is for Global Plus. You'll need to have Global Plus in order to have it. Okay, Execution Pro and DOM Pro. Okay. Stop. No, break even. The break even feature was based on ticks. Ian. Let's see. Multiple brackets. Yeah. Luis, that we covered that. The functionality will be in the future. Highlight bracketed orders. Okay, we already talked about that. Yeah, V primed hotkey on recentering. That is already in the works. Okay, so you'll be
actually there is one right now temporarily. You might want, I guess Bookmap may want to use their own, but it's the tiled key, the key underneath the escape key, right before the number 1 key on the keyboard, on the keypad, not the keypad, sorry, the keyboard itself.
Oh, okay.
You know, tiled.
Okay. So if let's go back here to the recenter options in DOM.
Yeah, it's hard right now. It's hard coded into the DOM. So if you hit that key, it'll just recenter the DOM.
Okay, got you.
Even without auto recenter enabled.
Okay, so now I've got it set on global positioning here.
Yeah.
So if I deselect this will decouple all of them. Is that correct?
Yeah. What it means, if you recenter ES, it won't recenter the others.
Got you. Okay, so it's only dependent. This is only dependent on the one that you're with, that you select this within.
Yeah. So if you select ES and you click on the ES DOM on recenter, it'll recenter the other. It'll slave to ES.
Got you. Yeah, that's the same way we have it with our what is it up here? The correlation tool. Yeah, this one here, the synchronized charts tool. Same idea. That's the slave chart that where you came from.
Correct.
Okay, so yeah, so yeah, let's just move this away here, and then so we already have the quick.
Where are the questions listed? I don't see them.
Oh, we're in YouTube. I'm looking in YouTube. I'm going to jump over to the Discord as well and see if there's any questions in here. No, except for David. Geez, this is next level. We'll need to rewatch and a lot to absorb. Indeed. But don't worry, David, we'll go through all these details in during webinars, etc., and look at and integrate this more into the webinars in the daily education. Okay, so we're just, as you guys know, we're just releasing this here. I mean, it's been out, but we're starting to really dive into the details now. Colors, bid, ask. These are hard-coded colors in here. So it's blue and it's red, and that's that. Okay. Swishy, yeah, we already discussed the bracketed orders and strategies around them. Time and sales window is customizable, but it is not within the DOM here. It is within Bookmap. However, that said, if you go to your Bookmap column in here and you add a time and sales column, okay, we'll insert a new column, time and sales, and then you can pop it out here, okay, right here. So once you pop it out, there it is, okay, and you can align this if you like right next to it, okay, and you can do your filtering in here, minimum size, whatever, you know, blah blah. All right, so that's that. That's how you'll access your time and sales. All right, good question. Okay, Gus, you're playing around with it. Good, excellent. Yes, this will work in Sim with IQ Feed, Jeffrey. DOM Pro, no problem. Just connect and there you go. Oh, I'm sorry about that. It does not. This only works with Rhythmic and CQG at the moment. Okay, only those two data providers. This will not work for stocks. This will not work for crypto. Okay, only for Rhythmic and CQG at this time. Okay, Gus, we can go over the reset or the VWAP strategy again. We did go through it. I'll go through it again. I don't want to. We're lucky enough to have Daniel and Luis on the call here, but I can answer these questions for you separately in other videos, other webinars.
The DOM may work with IQ Feed and Sim, but it's not officially supported right now for reasons of MBO data and things like that.
Okay. There you go. Name, yeah, you can input your highs and lows and etc. in here with your notes. You double click in the notes column, and you can add a note in here.
You're clicking on the OS.
Oh yeah,
note column's hidden, I believe.
You're right. There it is. Here, double click on your notes and then input whatever it is. You know, if you want to say high of day or whatever, you know, there you go. Okay.
And these could also be imported from an Excel spreadsheet.
That's right. So basically what you can do as well, this functionality was added just before release. If you, for example, have your notes already in custom notes in Bookmap here, okay, so you input you can export these notes, okay, by right clicking in here, export notes, and then you can import them in here. I'm sorry, yeah, here. Okay, so the way that you do that is through this load notes right here. Okay, and then you can clear all notes here, etc. All right, great question. And that is new feature, new functionality in this DOM version. Okay. All right. Yeah, I would recommend going to this page here if you're new to Bookmap. Just go to hold on a minute. Go to bookmap.com and you can click on education here. It scrolls you down the page and then click on go to education here. And we put this together, this page together here to kind of onboard traders, experts or newbies alike, just how to get started here, Bookmap basics. We have an educational course in here, our community, and then our live webinars that are daily in here. You might want to take a look at some of these in here, okay, and go through that process there.
Swishy, just to answer and to expand upon your question about scaling into position and different price levels while maintaining the original target and price stop brackets. Currently, no, that's not possible. Right now, your stops and targets are calculated based upon your fill price. It's something that may be able to to be added in the future if it's requested enough. But right now, it's just based on your fill price.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I see where you guys are leading. All of these things in the future, like it's wide open, and all sorts of algos, all sorts of different executions or trade management features will be able. You'll be able to add to this DOM and Execution Pro. Right, so it's looking really future is looking very bright here. And there's a lot to dig into in terms of heightened or better execution, high performance execution here. All right, I think I've answered all these questions. No, you will not be able to use this, Jose, with your TD Ameritrade or your Thinkorswim. Okay, this is through the standalone version here with Bookmap. Wall Street Warlord. Yeah, I just kind of answered that question on, you'll be able to create your own, API execution programs, etc. For Bookmap via the API that we have. Let me show you.
I can expand on that, Bruce, on
Sure.
this question. He's related to the Microsoft Excel RTD, real-time data. So FinTech Visuals currently has something on the marketplace referred to as I believe trade lines, trade levels, trade lines, and those update every few seconds if you want something to be placed on the actual heat map as lines referencing some kind of RTD formula automatically from some other program.
Okay, so let's go to the marketplace here, and what's the name of it, Daniel?
Price lines. We've just made an update to it yesterday, as a matter of fact, for another feature somebody else wanted.
Okay, yeah, here it is right here. Okay, I'll put this in the chat for you guys in YouTube.
My suggestion, if you want it, grab it now because we just haven't had a chance to update the pricing.
There you go. You can get a discount from Daniel.
My web guy is overwhelmed, so that's why he didn't get to it yet.
Okay, so yeah, we just answered that for you, Wall Street Warlord.
Bookmap Marketplace.
Yeah, marketplace.bookmap.com, and then I put the exact link in there to price lines. You'll see it. Okay. All right. I think we're all up to date. I know this was kind of long, but you guys can see like how detailed you can get in here with some of the nuances in the price action and the DOM here using the Execution Pro, along with some of the reset or other features here within the DOM to give you heightened performance. Okay, so yeah, if there's any other questions, throw them in right now. Else, let's wrap it up. Anything you want to go over in particular, Daniel?
Yeah, in the future, if you guys ever need some other kind of more detailed explanation on the VWAP or how a bit more on how to use all the resets and stuff like that, periodically I can come in once a week or once every 2 weeks in Discord in the morning or during Bruce's daily webinars and explain a bit more.
Okay.
But I'm sure Bruce will get it pretty quickly.
Yeah. I mean, this is new to me as well, as you guys can see, and we've been playing around with it and have a good idea of what it's doing. But Daniel's a complete expert on this, and the way that he's using the that volatility meter in here or indicator, along with the VWAP as well. Some beautiful stuff in here, and these are very, very simple ideas to put together in trading strategies. Again, just don't jump in and start pressing buttons. I mean, these are something you need to look at and you need to study. You need to understand and quantify your edge before trading in real time. Okay, so anyway, yeah, sounds great, Daniel. I would love to have you in on some of the webinars, etc., and explain further and show some of your expertise using these products.
Sure, no problem. Be happy to. Warlord Stocks. Bruce, I don't know if you want to answer that concerning stocks.
Okay, yeah, no stocks.
I think that's related to Bookmap, not the DOM.
Not to the DOM. Okay, yeah. No, we don't have over-the-counter stocks, and we connect stocks with DX feed, with Nasdaq, EdgeX, and BBO. Okay. Yeah, webinar is recorded. It'll be up in YouTube in just a few minutes. Okay. All right, guys, thank you very much for coming and staying for the extended webinar here to go over some of the details in this. It was important to do this and dive in here with Daniel and Luis, and we'll do it again on specific features in upcoming webinars. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much, Daniel and Luis, and we will catch up at another time.
Welcome. Take care, guys. Have a nice holiday.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.